What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness.
Camminando in bicicletta.
So Andrea Presti struggling down those stairs pretty much sums up a legs day with none other than the reigning Olympia champion Samson Nick and of course Quinton Beastwood. So it is so awesome to see Samson Nick getting all of these IFBB pros together, training with them in his personal gym. And maybe this is all the motivation that Andrea Presti needs, especially in terms of his legs. Because we know Presti has to bring up his legs big time if he wants to qualify for the Olympia again. As that has been the main reason why Presti has been unable to win any pro show this year and the year prior to that too. Now we did see him getting some very close calls, getting second place over and over again, and the biggest missing link in his physique, why he was unable to win any show, that was obviously his quads. And not only Presti trained with those guys, he got the chance to pose for Mr. Olympia himself. And as always, the man was in a superb conditioning, and that is something that he's always known for. So Presti might be looking to do a show in the post-Olympia tour, because the fact is his best shot at qualifying for the Olympia next year, that is doing one of those post-Olympia shows and have a really big off-season, because conditioning has never been a problem for him. Now, on the other hand, this is definitely gonna help Samson Nick, since this is his first time training with some of the biggest names in the pro league right now. And if you have been following Samson Nick and his journey and his humble beginnings, he always had this dream of setting up his personal gym and training in such a comfortable environment. That is gonna be an added advantage, as the man is getting ready to defend his first ever Olympia title in just over 7 weeks' time. So most of the experts out there, they have a firm belief that if Samson comes in like 5% better compared to his Olympia winning look from last year, that is going to be good enough for him to get his second Sandow. Well, let me know what you guys think. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So before we start talking about 2.5 weeks old physique update from Quinton Beastwood, just notice how proud Samson Nick looks, seeing Quinton coming into his own and slowly and steadily unlocking his real potential. So that right there is a mind-blowing update by Quinton Beastwood, 2.5 weeks out. I mean, look at those lines and the detail, and that too literally everywhere. And the man is also looking very full, judging by the way his chest is looking right now in that front double biceps. So Quinton's chest, that is the first thing that kind of flattens out, because that is still a weak area for him. So considering that, the man is looking pretty damn solid this time. And you can just have a glance at his physique and immediately tell why some people regard Quinton as the one with some of the greatest genetic potential that we have ever seen in the entire men's open. At the very least in this era, the width is so damn insane. His lines are getting deeper and deeper, especially in those legs, which means he can come in a bit fuller, but with better conditioning than what we saw at his last show, the Texas Pro. So the thing that hurts Quinton the most, they are the hamstrings and the adductors, especially in terms of size. He was being outmuscled by both Jordan Hutchinson and Joseph Palacios at both Tampa Pro and Texas Pro in that area. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how much that matters at this upcoming Italy Pro show. But Quinton is a pure representative of that golden age of bodybuilding. Ideal proportions, mass with class, very classic lines. So hopefully he nails it 100% at this year's Italy Pro show. So the news of Urs Kalecinski switching over from Classic into the Men's Open, that is trending all over the bodybuilding media for the last 12 hours or so, with majority of the people out there being very encouraging of this decision by Urs. But on the flip side, a lot of people out there, they are kind of stating the obvious, that he needs more size to compete in the Men's Open, or to be competitive in the Men's Open. Well, for all those people, I have to tell you guys That Urs right now is 260 pounds and absolutely ripped. And he outweighs guys like Hadi Choopan and Derek by more than 20 pounds. So first let's just wait and see how he stacks up against the guys in the men's open at this upcoming Italy Pro Show, against guys like Quinton, Sergio Oliva Jr. and Mark Hector. Now we know the density on those men's open guys, that is just on a whole different level. But on the flip side, Chris Bumstead also did not grow into the open class when he did Prague Pro last year. And we just saw how he ate up at that show, and he brought his all-time best look, and majority of us even saw Chris Bumstead beating Martin Fitzwater. So at the very least, it is absolutely guaranteed that Urs is going to be at his all-time best at this upcoming show. But that being said, we all know, first of all, he needs more arms and more back to be very competitive against these guys in the men's open. But there are some guys in the men's open ranks. For instance, take a look at Brett Wilkin and his story about Urs. So he's setting up very big expectations that Urs can actually win this show in Italy. So if that happens, that is gonna be the biggest shocker of this year. But I have to point out towards this one comment by Logan Franklin that he made under Urs's post. So he's a true savage, tagging guys like Ramondino and Mike Sommerfeld in that comment, that they are the next in line to switch over to the men's open bodybuilding. So over 700 likes on that particular comment, and that also shows that the public agrees with his opinion. And I must say, Logan has been the talk of the year, and he has been saying over and over again that he's gonna be in the top 3 at the Olympia in 7 weeks time. So time to prove it on the stage.
I don't like to put a number on shit. I hate putting numbers on shit because it's never what you predict anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna be in the 70s without a doubt. My lines. I already have glute lines pretty present too.
It's
So
crazy because that's literally going to be basically 10 pounds up. Well,
wow,
well, if you're like 270, it's like 7, but still, like
that's a lot, and
7 pounds and
it was only like a little 2 month phase of growing a little bit, you know.
yeah. Well, because
Oh.
New York, you weighed in right under 260, so it's like technically it's
I was too.
So isn't the mutant Nick Walker playing a dangerous game here, trying to come in too heavy for this year's Mr. Olympia? So he recently stated that he's gonna be roughly 10 pounds heavier compared to what we saw at the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. Now I'm not so sure how that is going to translate on the stage, because the fact is, if he loses control of his midsection, just like he did at the Pittsburgh Pro against Derek, which cost him that first place, he is again gonna get exposed at the Olympia this year. So wasn't he at least 20 pounds heavier compared to Derek's weight at the Pittsburgh Pro? And even that wasn't enough for him to beat Derek as per the judges. And look at the competition and what they're saying. Samson Dauda doesn't care what he wears on the stage. He just wants to show up shredded and absolutely ripped. And we cannot even question Hadi and his ability to come in ripped to the bone. So Nick doesn't have a small waistline to begin with, but now that he has set a very high standard by showing up in his best possible shape at the Pittsburgh Pro, we all know he's gonna be judged on that. So he has to make sure that if he comes in heavier, his waistline stays the same. Or maybe what Nick is doing at this point is just trying to freak out the whole competition by continuously talking about his weight. But the thing is, his initial aim, that was already to come in 5 pounds heavier than his New York Pro look. So remember that Olympia press conference from 2014 when Kai Green told Phil Heath that he is 40 pounds heavier than the previous year. And we all know how that panned out. So do you guys think Nick coming in, let's say 10 pounds heavier, that is gonna be good for him, provided that he comes in with that same kind of conditioning? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.